All right, we're starting. All right, here we go. We're recording. Okay, so today, in preparation for your final, I'm going to talk about email. How do we send email from the server in response to some action? And actually, in this case, mail is simpler in PHP than Rails. I hate to admit that, but Rails mailing tries to follow the MVC model, and it does get a little bit convoluted how you have to send email. But for PHP, it's very simple, and they have a mail function built into PHP, and you can look at php.net/mail, and you'll get this function description. And it's very simple to create an email and send it out. So this is all we do. We have a string. We're going to pass it a string of who it's going to go to, a string of the subject, the actual message itself. I can pass some optional additional headers and some additional parameters to the method. So very simple.
Now, does this send HTML code or just raw text?
It sends whatever you want it to. You'd have to create the HTML, and then you add an additional header so that it knows that it's HTML.
So that you could send an entire string and it wouldn't show up as just one giant paragraph. You could actually have it show up as nice and
Yeah, like this. This is actually an HTML email here.
Yeah.
So yes, you can do that. For that, you have to send an additional header, so we'll talk about that, so that the mail receiver knows that it's HTML and displays it as such. So it's a very simple concept. Let's go and actually try to send an email and see if we can get this to work. My Mac is back.
So you don't need to set up any kind of an external mailer address straight through your
Right. So this is, let's just do a quick email, calling this mail here. So in my code, I can do something like, let's echo out something so we know we're getting something. Sending an email. And then I'm going to mail to, to is going to be a string containing the email address where I want to go to. And I'm going to say, let's see what they have over here as their examples. Their to is just the email address itself. So I don't need the angle brackets. So I'm going to send it to, let's see, where can I see it? dave.jones@scc.spokane.edu. So that's the to. The next one is the string, the subject. So the subject is hello from PHP. And if you forget the parameters, a nice thing about PHP Storm is if I'm in the parameter list, I can hit the Control-P command, and it brings up the all of the list of parameters that I'm at and highlights, bold faces, the one that I'm on right now. So now it's the string, the actual message, and this is the body of the email. And we don't have any additional parameters or anything at this point, so we'll put a semicolon, and that should be it. See how that is easily done?
Does it automatically read from?
Well, I want to show you what it'll actually see. So let's upload that to the server. And to execute that, how do I execute that file? I just go to that file, right? Because it's going to run this code. So I'll go to email, sending an email. So it should have sent an email. So let me log into my off screen here. Let me log into my webmail. Right.
Flash at the bottom of that page.
Yeah, you could spam yourself really nicely. All right, so here's my email and my college account, and you see it's from Dave Jones, hello from PHP. And if you look at the from address, this is the from address, SCC_Dave. That's who I'm logged in as in this particular PHP account. So it uses that as your from address to start with. And it says this is the body of the email. See how easy that was? Very simple. The date is automatically included in email, in most email sites, so it picks up the time as of now. And so, see how easy that was? Isn't that nice? So that's my entire mail program, who it's going to, the subject, and then the body of the email. Now I could put that in a loop, right? Let's see. Yeah. I probably don't want to do this. It is. All right, so let's go delete my email so that it's gone. Delete. And go back to my inbox. And if I rerun this code now, hopefully I don't have an infinite loop. That doesn't look good already. I did. So there you go. There's an infinite loop. I guarantee that you will do something like that. Look how many emails I have. So isn't that nice? I knew that would happen. That's why I didn't want to do it. So there's my count. That'll do it 4 times, and then it'll quit. Yeah, so I've got hundreds here, I'm sure already. See, look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So look, I have probably 50 or 80 emails sent in that time. I just want to make sure it's only going to select that page. I don't use this interface. So isn't that nice? See how fast I could create these suckers?
That's a few emails. That wasn't that bad.
All right. So that's what you have to be careful of. I did that on purpose so you could see. When I first taught the PHP, this is a common problem with as you're looping through all your users to send them a newsletter, that loop implies that you could have an infinite loop. And so this person did that, and they sent like 25,000 emails. And I got calls from DreamHost saying you have some spammer sending emails out. And not only that it didn't work for her the first time, so she reloaded the page, sent out another 25,000 emails. I mean, it just got crazy, just thousands of them. No, luckily she hadn't put me on there yet. All right, so see how easy that is? Let's look at some of the other options I can do with the mail. Yeah, you can add attachments. It's got examples in here about how to do all of that stuff. So let's change the from address. See if we can do the from. If I remember how to do that one. All right, so I'm going to change the from to something else like this. And the headers is just a string. This is additional headers you can send. Is just a string. So we just need a string of information. Each header has to have a carriage return line feed at the end of it. So we have to create our string with that information in that. So if I'm going to add the headers, the optional headers, I can have from colon, and I can have it as Bill Gates at Microsoft.com. All right, and then I need a carriage return line feed at the end of that, so /n should work. But to be safe, it's better to have a /r/n. A /r is a carriage return, and a /n is a line feed. CRLF, and that's because that's how mail was written a long time ago. So I need to have both a carriage return and a line feed. Since where is this code actually running? On the server, which is a Linux server, and they talk about that here. Linux, if I put just a /n, it's just a line feed. If I do that on Windows, it actually is a CRLF. It gives me both. So it's better to put the /r/n, like here. So let's see if this works. I'm going to take away my while loop because I just don't want those in there. Yeah, that's not such a good idea. I just wanted to show you that it's possible. See if I got any more. Nope. All right, so let's reload the page. Oh, I lost my page. I blew it up. So yes, 1, 2. All right, sends an email. Look at my email, refresh.
Is that what you wanted to have? To only get one, or?
Yeah, I should only get one, but I didn't get any.
Oh, here it looks like you did get one. Let's see, that's don't have it yet.
The additional headers has to be in brackets.
No. The way you read these is that if they're in brackets like this means that this part is optional. So my header string should just be a simple string. So let's see if I have something else down here. Yep. I did it right. That is correct. Unless they killed my account because I sent too many of them. I don't know.
Your mail, your from needs to be, at least from the example, or represent this two separate strings that got concatenated.
No, it shouldn't matter. Nope. Because these are double quoted. So that's the same as if I did this. That's exactly the same as that. That doesn't make any difference.
As opposed to
Mine have got
dream host
right
might be
in between the
sort of
subject
This is the subject. This is the body. What?
I've got two subject. The third one is the com.
Right.
Fourth is the header.
Right.
The fifth parameter is your line comment.
Which I don't need to have. That's optional. The fifth parameter is the additional parameters, which I don't need those.
just because that
So let's. I won't be able to show you any more actual emails being sent, but this is, you see how easy that is. These are all variables. I can get this data, the 2, from my users table. As I loop through my users that have selected a newsletter, I get the email address and I call the mail program. I get the body of the text from the article that I'm looking for. So I might do 2 select statements. Selecting all the users, selecting all, or the first article, and I get the body of the article as this variable, change the subject maybe dynamically as the title of the article, and the 2 is just going to be the user's email address. And I put that in a loop, and I'm done. See how easy that is? Ridiculously. That is the one case where PHP is simpler than Rails in this case. Except that you don't have the nice views. You can't create the HTML in a nice view and have it just send it both the same way. You'd have to create the strings separately. So it gets a little more complicated that way. But in general, that's pretty simple. Yeah, true. Yep. So this is the way they have sending HTML mail. Derek had asked, I just send the string of HTML. The message is going to be having HTML in it. And I have to change the headers to have this content type as text HTML. And then it will send it as HTML email. So they have a nice example there on their PHP documentation. So really, that's very simple. I can call that mail from any program, any of my About Us page. In here, I might take the data that they give me in the form, or where was it, Contact Us. I might take that data that they send me and create a string, which is the message of the body of my email, and I just call the mail program. And you would send a thank you email to the user and all the data that they posted to the admin. So you'd have 2 mail calls, mail 1, mail 2, and then you can BCC me on the others. So you see that's really, yeah, Eddie. Yes. Unless you're in your head, you make a reference to an external, fully qualified URL. I believe that will work. If you put http:/site name / styles.css or whatever, then that should work. But most of the time they do inline styles for this. Well, for styling, like he says, that's you want your email to look like your website, you know.
Right, but it's still that's a lot of external data.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I haven't actually tried that. That should work though. Actually, referencing an external style sheet. It depends on your mail client whether they actually go retrieve that. That's what I'd be afraid of. I'm not sure that all of them do, which is why I think most people do inline styles. You can't guarantee that the email client will actually go do that for you. So this shows you how to do the BCC as well. That's the extra header that I can't show you anymore.
You'd have to allow it because like image when it gets sent through
Yeah, an image would be the same thing.
they have to approve it, so might as well do it in line rather than
Yeah.
most people say no to that.
Yeah. And the images, if you reference an image in your HTML email, you have to make sure it's a fully qualified URL, an http:/site.com/ whatever. You can't just put /images/skis because this is relative to the email and their computer, and it doesn't make sense to them. To the real website, right. Which in Rails we did that by using the _URL to the route variable that we were given. All right, any questions on mail? See how easy that was? One lecture and you're done. That's just no problem with email. I'm sorry I ended up blowing up my email. I can't send anymore, but
It's an interesting thing. They limit you to 200 from a shared server with PHP. You can send 200, so they've got to have some.
I don't know. I might have sent.
Well, how many pages?
This is a shared one.
It's like
Yeah.
it's displaying 20 per page.
Yeah, but look at his deleted items,
Less than 200.
less than 200. And so it must have some catch system for looking at for infinite loop emails and whatnot. It must catch it somehow.
And that's even some other stuff. Yeah, they might.
Yeah, because that would be way less than 100.
See, that's a lot.
200 emails.
Because I mean, if you look at the timestamps on these things, they weren't even sent seconds.
Yeah, see, it sends it fast, so you can send 1,000 really fast. And probably because of my original student that did that, so they probably did that years ago. But I haven't made that mistake in a while, so. Okay, he's teaching again. We better lock the servers down.
If they can catch SQL injection, then I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
they can catch an infinite loop.
Yep.
Yeah, because that would be just
All right, we'll stop. Any other questions on the email?